Hello, first grade friends. Happy day to you. We are going to start a brand new chapter book today. Well, brand new to us, or at least to some of us. Zoey and Sassafras, the Pod and the Bog. Can you say that? The Pod and the Bog. It's kind of fun to say, the Pod and the Bog. I want to introduce you to my sister's dog, Harry. Can you say hi, Harry? Okay. He's very, very loud and rambunctious, but right now he is sound asleep. Well, trying to be sound asleep. Okay. So we did read a Zoey and Sassafras book at the beginning of our school year, but it's been a while since we visited these characters. The book is written by Asia Citro, and the pictures are by Marion Lindsay. And here it has a table of contents, so we kind of know what to expect. And there's something called a prologue, which is something that is before the chapters begin. And here's a little picture that goes with prologue. These days, my cat Sassafras and I are always desperately hoping we'll hear our barn doorbell. I know most people are excited to hear their doorbell ring. It might mean a present or package delivery or a friend showing up to play. But our doorbell is even more exciting than that because it's a magic doorbell. When it rings, it means there's a magical animal waiting outside our barn, a magical animal who needs our help. My mom's been helping them basically her whole life, and now I get to help too. Chapter 1. Can you guys read what that is? What the name of it is? If you can't, you can always go like that. Bedtime. I steadied my ruler in the soil next to my pea plant. Whoa, it's up to 8 inches now, Sassafras. I wrote down the date and the new height in my science journal. Sassafras touched his nose to the plant and meowed. What would that sound like? I know. I'm totally surprised too. When Clara asked me what would happen if we used a marker to color on all the pea plant leaves, I thought for sure the pea plant would stop growing or maybe even die. I turned my science journal toward Sassafras and he gave it a sniff. I can't wait to surprise her with it when she comes over to play again. Mom popped her head in. Ready to read, Zoey? Yes, I yelped and hopped up from my desk. Pajamas and cap? Check. Teeth brushed? Check. Pea plant measured? Check. And look, it's still growing. I handed Mom my journal. Mom took it and looked it over. Well done. And you know what I'm going to ask next, right? I nodded eagerly. What other questions do you have now? I have a bunch, like what happens if I color the top and the bottom of the leaf? And what if I try a different color on each plant? Will some colors grow better? Oh, and what about different kinds of plants? Is it just pea plants that keep growing with marker on their leaves? Mom patted my head and smiled. All excellent questions, but since it's time for bed, we'll have to work on them tomorrow. Shall I begin our story? Sassafras started purring and hustled over to my lap. I giggled as I put away my science journal. Mom got cozy at the foot of my bed and opened the book. Now, where were we? We were right at the part where Sassafras leaped out of my lap and held very still with his ears pointing outside. I looked at Mom. Did you hear something? Was that? It was unmistakable this time. That was definitely the sound of the barn doorbell. Look at all 3 pair of eyes. How many eyes total, my friends? Might as well do a little math while we're at it. Chapter 2. Nighttime Visitor. Sassafras chattered and ran to my bedroom door and back. I clasped my hands together and gave my mom my sweetest smile. Please, can I go? Can you imagine clasping your hands and please, can I go? Mom looked at her watch and sighed. Okay, but take a flashlight and come back right away. If it's something serious, I can take over for you. It's late and you need your sleep. I leaped out of bed and ran for the door, calling out over my shoulder, "Thank you, thank you, thank you! I promise we'll be right back!" I grabbed a flashlight out of the kitchen drawer and slipped on my shoes, and then Sassafras and I bolted across the yard to the barn. My heart was pounding, not just from running, but also from the excitement of meeting a new magical creature. "Who do you think it'll be this time, Sassafras?" I panted. Sassafras stopped running and leaped into the air. Then he chewed and swallowed. "Ew, Sass! Did you just eat a bug?" "Meow," he answered triumphantly. What does triumphantly mean? Do you guys know? When someone is triumphant, it means, yes, like they did something they're proud of. I shook my head disapprovingly as I opened the door. "Remember, Sassafras, no trying to eat our magical friends. Even if they are very bug-like, it's just not polite." We ran through the barn to the back door. The moment of truth. I took a steadying breath and opened the door. Just above ground was a large glowing rainbow. Stone? Wow! I knelt down and reached out a finger. It was like a merhorse stone, but the size of a soccer ball. That familiar shimmering rainbow light meant one thing. Whatever this was, it was definitely magical. Sassafras stood frozen next to me. His eyes were like big saucers. "A little help, please? This thing is really heavy," called a small voice. A small voice I knew. "Pip!" I shrieked. And friends, I knew to read it that way for a lot of reasons. One, it's all in capital letters. Pip, P-I-P. There's 4 exclamation points, and it says shrieked, which means that kind of sound. There's the picture of Pip. Perhaps a little too loudly, Pip stumbled backward, and I managed to grab the rainbow stone just before it hit the ground. Pip was the magical talking frog who had started it all. My mom found him hurt badly in the forest when she was my age and nursed him back to health. He was one of my favorite magical creatures. He always managed to make me laugh. "Sheesh, Zoey, you scared me. Your giant human voice can be quite startling, you know." Pip brushed himself off just in time to have a giant furry sassafras head crash into him. This time he did fall over, and we both laughed. "I guess you've both missed me, yes?" "Absolutely," I grinned as I helped Pip back to his feet. I held out the glowing stone. "What is it? Where did you find it? And is something wrong with this, rainbow stone?" Great questions. I would expect nothing less from you. Let's start at the beginning. That is most definitely not a stone. It is a seed pod from some kind of magical plant. I slowly rolled it between my hands. A magical seed pod? That is so cool. Pip nodded in agreement. I was just getting ready for bed and it was all cozy when I heard an enormous thud outside my home. Of course, I had to go see what it was. When I got outside, this was lying there on the ground. My best guess is that some sort of flying magical creature was trying to steal it for food and accidentally dropped it. Sassafras watched as I poked and fiddled with the pod. "See, Sassafras? It's kind of like our pea plant, only instead of a long seed pod, this one is round and a lot bigger." Hold on a second, let me get that for you. I wonder if the seeds inside look like peas. What color do you think the seeds are? This thing is impossible to open. Should we be trying to get it open? I wasn't sure what to do, but I figured I shouldn't just leave it at my house, Pip explained. Oh, good point. Let's see. It's from some sort of magical plant, so should we try to figure out which one first? Have you seen pods like this before, Pip? That's the thing. I haven't ever seen one like this. Do you think it's a really rare kind of plant? What if it's endangered? I put my hand to my mouth. What if it's the last of its kind? We've got to get it back where it belongs, and we need to keep it super safe until then. That sounds like a good plan. Since I've never seen it, I think it must be from pretty far. Pip stopped and stretched and gave a big yawn. Pretty far away. And then he yawned again. Can you guys yawn, please? And then Sassafras yawned. And then I heard my mom calling me from the house. I rubbed my eyes a little. Okay, I think we're all pretty tired. This should be safe in the barn tonight. Can we meet first thing tomorrow to get started on a plan? Pip nodded sleepily. I made a little blanket nest on the chair in the barn and carefully placed the glowing sea pod in the middle. Mom called again. Good night, Pip. I kissed him on the head, and Sassafras licked him on the cheek. Blech! Pip wiped off our kisses, but he was smiling. I'll see you two tomorrow. And that's the end of chapter 2. The next chapter is called All About Plants, and the first word is the. Oh my goodness, I hope I didn't give too much away by telling you the. Okay, friends, I'm excited that we've started a new book today, and I know for sure we'll be finished by the end of the week. So we'll have Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to read or listen in your case, and I will see you soon. Have a great night or day. Bye.